Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Megan Yelaney. Happy to have you here. I'm a business coach. I help online coaches stand out on social media by identifying what I call their unique coaching method. What is that thing that makes them unique and really makes them stand out as the go-to coach in their industry for their ideal client? So let's get to today's video. All right, so today is actually an extension. It's part 3 of a 3-part series. It's the last part of a series of videos I've been doing the last few weeks. We'll make sure to link the first parts, 2, 1, and 2 down below, so you can go watch those first. But essentially what I'm doing is recapping a workshop that I did in my Facebook community called Your Personality Authority Blueprint. And I'll put a little image here so you can see what that looks like. And the first part was really going into how to market and share your personality on social media in a way that feels really genuine to you. And I hate using this word professional, right? It takes a totally different meaning now, but in a way that you feel like, okay, I'm sharing my personality, but people are still going to take me seriously as someone that they can hire, right? Especially as an online coach and a personal brand, it's really important to show your personality. That's literally how you differentiate yourself between other people, right? And it's how you really attract clients that you adore. So that was part 1. Part 2, I talked all about how to show that you are an authority through your content. And today we are going to blend the two. We're going to show you how to show your personality as well as that you are an authority in your niche. You know what you're talking about. You can be a go-to person to help them get that transformation. How to do both of that together. So stay tuned.
Alrighty, so we're going to talk about, again, combining the two, your personality and your authority. How do you show your personality while establishing yourself as an authority, aka someone who knows what they're talking about at the same time? So I'm going to talk a lot about metaphor posts. I actually have a video I did a little bit back that I will link below, all about how to write a really great metaphor post. And the reason I want to start with this is because metaphors are a beautiful way to show your personality, what you're all about, what you like, but related directly to your business. So it's also really a great way for people to understand a concept, to grasp a concept. So we're going to dive again. Oh, I say this for the challenge. You can ignore that part. That was for the challenge I did. I'll make sure I link the challenge recap page while we have it. By the time you're watching this later down the line, if you're watching this, a few months after I publish it, that challenge page might not be active, but for now I'll link it down below as well. So examples for me, some metaphor posts. I want you to pick 3 to 5 things that you could talk about all day. I talked about this in the personality part of this workshop. Again, that first part is down below in the description for you to watch that video. But for me, it's theater, Harry Potter, marriage, Schitt's Creek, things like that. And so an example of taking one of those things and making a post would be relating it to my business is Harry Potter and his relationship to Snape and Dumbledore in relation to building your business. And again, I'm going to dive into this a little bit, or I dove into this more in the challenge, but let me bring up this post for you and I'll show you what it is. It's really fun. I had a blast making this post and it got so much engagement. I had a lot of people message me about this and really just loved it. Like they really understood. So I say business as Snape and Harry on the left, business as Dumbledore and Harry. Challenging, sweaty, frustrating, supportive, caring, magical. Save this post when the entrepreneurial roller coaster gets you. Man, isn't that the truth? 1 second, you're all high on life, signing clients, getting inquiries, hitting big goals, feeling in the vibes of Harry and Dumbledore. Challenging at times, yes, but so loving and supportive. And then in seemingly a snap of the finger, we are feeling super shitty, completely second guessing our plans and our future in biz and searching on Craigslist for ways to make extra money fast. But this feels a lot like Snape and Harry's relationship. Frustrating, stressful, tense, and insanely challenging. But guess what? Snape still had Harry's best interest at heart and was operating from a place of good, even though it seemed completely opposite in the moment. Our low moments in entrepreneurship are the same. Those are the teachable moments, those moments that make us check in with ourselves and really ask, what's this all for? These moments teach us the best lessons and help us get to those insanely high highs and Dumbledore-like feelings. So when you're riding that roller coaster, come back to this post and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Let me know in the comments, who's your favorite Harry Potter character? I'm a Hagrid girl myself. P.S. Writing this post got me so excited for Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Oh, I didn't end up going because of COVID. That makes me sad reading this, but This was, again, a very engaged post. People really, really loved it. I got a lot of messages about this. And it really helped people who were struggling because they were having the highs and lows of entrepreneurship. And that can be really discouraging. And this was one that also got a lot of saves for people to go back to. So it was very much a mindset type post. But instead of saying like, keep with it, you can do it, the highs and lows are going to always come, I did it in a way that was a little bit entertaining and stood out because it was different. Okay, so now I want to talk about thematic or episodic content. This is another way you can show your personality and authority at the same time. Oops, click too fast. At the same time, and it's to create episodic content. So an example would be like if I said, I want to do Wine Wednesday chats for fitness coaches. A fitness coach is going to do a Wine Wednesday chat, having a glass of wine while busting common fitness myths or answering frequently asked questions for the week to help your clients with their weight loss journey. So that is something you could do. Say you're a fitness coach who's a wino. You love wine. You like trying different wines. Maybe every single Wine Wednesday, let's say on a Wednesday, you have a different glass of wine and you talk about where it's from, how it tastes. And during the live, you're not just drinking your wine, you're answering questions based on you're busting common myths based on fitness myths that you've heard. And every Wednesday you're busting a new myth. So you're showing your authority, you're sharing some information, you're educating your audience while you're showing a part of you. You're having a glass of wine, you're not just speaking at them, you're like doing something that you enjoy. Example for me is I love Schitt's Creek and I like to be Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek. If you're not familiar with the show, highly recommend it. Great show. And I have a series of reels called Alexis as your biz coach. I've shared 4 of these so far. It's a series on Instagram reels where I dress up as Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek and give a business tip opposite to what I actually recommend. In the caption, I give the actual tip. So it's very, I'm going to pause this and bring this up for you, but it's really interactive. And again, I've had so many people love this and look forward to these pieces of content. Okay, ready?
Hello, Alexis Rose, your favorite biz coach here. Today's tip of the day is to not share anything personal. Ew, personal life. Who wants that? I want you just to be a robot, and I don't want anyone to know you have a personality.
And then the actual caption, I say, please stop talking, Alexis. Intentionally creating content that shows my personality is hands down how I scaled my business to 7 figures. As a personal brand, people don't purchase from you just because you can help them. They choose you over all the other choices they have specifically because they connect with you on a deeper level. One way you can do this is to create a piece of episodic content to put out regularly, whether that's weekly, monthly, quarterly. It's kind of what I'm talking about in this workshop that people can look forward to and associate you with. You can talk about your business, how you help people solve problems, and establish yourself as an authority in these content series, but have the theme relate to something that has to do with you as a human. Example, Booze and Biz Chats, a down and dirty, honest talk about biz building myths I'll bust while making a delicious boozy cocktail every Wednesday. I love me a good cocktail, so why not share the myths while mixing up a delicious elixir? 2 for 1. You get a good biz tip and a cocktail recipe. Alexis Rose as your biz coach, quick biz building tips shared through opposition. I adore Schitt's Creek, as does a large majority of my audience and the world at this point. It's an entertaining and fun way for me to share a piece of me that my audience connects with and will pay attention to. And then I had people comment below for engagement, free coaching time. What are a few things that you love and your niche? What's your niche business? I'll come up with an idea for you for a piece of episodic content. So again, you're seeing like this was a recurring thematic thing that people looked forward to and they recognized it. They're like, oh, that's Megan as Alexis, right? And I was sharing an actual tip. I was sharing something really good, showing my authority in the caption while sharing my personality in the actual video, in the image. Episodic content, also referred to as regular thematic content you put out, can help build your brand. Your audience will associate you with this thing. The above examples, fitness coach with the Wine Wednesdays, me with Alexis Rose, entertain your audience. There's a lot of content out there. And remember, we are talking about social media. If people can be social or be entertained while learning something, win-win. And number 3, while teaching them, right? So you're not just like entertaining, that's great. But if you are trying to show yourself as an authority that people are going to hire you for this specific thing, you've got to teach them something. Both of these examples I've shared, the Harry Potter metaphor and Alexis as your business coach, have very specific tips for my audience to implement. It is not a fluff post, but really helping them move forward in their business, whether strategically with the Alexis one or mindset wise with the other one. Okay, so some action that I recommend you take from these last 3 videos is go back to the doing and being list exercise from the personality section. Again, that was video 1 linked down below of this 3-part series. And I want you to write down all of your personality traits. If you asked a friend or close family member to describe you, what would they say? When the camera is off and Instagram is put away, who are you? How do you act? And then I want you to think things like humor, fashion, TV show, movie genre, hobbies, routines, favorite food and drinks, maybe things you were brought up with culturally, holidays that you celebrate, things like that. Now for the authority part, I want you to go back to the authority section. That's video 2 down below, and follow all of these steps, right? 1, write down the main problems your audience and clients say they have. 2, write down what questions you get asked the most from your audience, or you see other people asking most in relation to your coaching in Facebook groups under other coaches who do something similar to you. And then 3, write down what you love to talk about most. If you could have free reign to talk about anything all day, every day in relation to your coaching and clients, what would it be? When writing the post or planning the live or creating the reel, follow these 6 steps, right? Take all 3 of those lists into consideration and pick one to focus on. Which one spans all 3 of those steps? That's the one you're going to start with and write an educational type post, live, reel based on this. You're going to define the problem, then say what's the first step they need to take, what's the second step, third step, bring it all together, reiterating how taking these steps will help them get closer to their goal and help them overcome their problem you talked about in step 1. And then what are the next steps for them? How can they build upon this with you? How can they implement this more or move to the next level in their transformation? This is where you're going to put your call to action to work with you, DM you, join your email list through a specific opt-in, apply for a program, stay tuned for a free training, whatever it might be. And then combining both, I want you to write out a few metaphor type posts and write out a few episodic content ideas you can start putting out right away.
Thank you so much for coming along. As I mentioned in the video, if you want the whole workshop, go down below in the description in the Facebook group. It's pinned to the top under guides, free workshops. You'll see it right there. The workbook's down below for you as well. If you want to watch this whole thing straight through, all in one fell swoop, that's right there in the Facebook group for you. We do live trainings every single week in that group too. So it's just a great place to hang out and really build community and get to know everyone else in there. It's an awesome, awesome community. We have over, I think almost over 7,000 people now. I think we're at like 6,900 people in that Facebook group, which is amazing. So go hang out there. Thank you for coming along for this video. As usual, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.